6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And I'm going to go for a swim, just see if it's deep enough. Beautiful summer morning. Sun's coming out. Light up in the beech trees. Beautiful. Beautiful smells, scents. Plums are coming. Ooh, it's windy today. A little bit windy. There was a mother duck here yesterday with I think 5 or 7 little ducklings. So cute. And the swan had 3 the other day I saw. The swan couple. There's one there. Keeping an eye out. that was nice. The water's warm because this whole place, it's sort of an inland sea. It's very shallow water, so it gets very warm. Oh, that was refreshing. So, yeah, let's go and do a video on, see what inspiration comes. Ah, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Mother Earth, for all your beauty, all your goodness. Growing so well, the little ones. They're all there. Yeah. So, welcome everybody to this little morning talk. I'm inside in my little cabin again, and it's quite noisy outside because of the traffic, but also because of the birds, and also there's many mosquitoes here, so it's dark in here, but it's better for me to talk and the sound is better. So I want to start off just remembering to thank you all for being here, for you who wish to be a part of this channel, and also to those of you who are sending some type of donation, because I can see on Patreon, which is I'm not very active on, there are some people sending me donations, and also on PayPal sometimes. So I just want to thank you so much for your contribution to this little thing I'm doing. So thank you so much. And different things have come to me since last time, and yeah, I'm very much really, when you spend a lot of time alone, which I do, but also just in the process that I'm in, I really like to put the magnifying glass on what's going on, and what is, keep asking myself, what is this teaching me? What is what is it that I can't see, that I need to see? How am I to grow from here? And of course, this is a when you realize that this is what this is all about, this life that we're living, the more we advance, the more we grow, in a way, the easier it gets. But it's actually also works the other way, so it can actually get more difficult. So, yes, just like everything else, we need to find the perfect balance for us, so that life, we feel we're learning, we feel we're growing, we feel we're moving forward, and at the same time we're not rushing ourselves. Because this, first of all, this can't be rushed anyway. And letting go of the idea that when I've learned this, everything will be better. In a way, yeah, in a way it won't. And in a way it will. So this is going back to the whole thing of something is true in one way and in another way it's not true. So, but the most beautiful thing about realizing that life is a learning process, partly, is that you can see that there is a meaning, there is a purpose to everything. And that is such a relief when we realize this, that nothing is happening without a reason. And it's all there for really fertilizing our garden, our inner garden. It's all helpers, really, although in the situation it can feel not helpful at all, just very, very hard. So just finding this beautiful balance of enjoying life, just loving this moment, waking up in the morning and feeling good about life, being excited about this new day that's starting to unfold, and we don't really know how this day is going to unfold, and just focusing on what we love about this moment, this day unfolding, and at the same time having the perspective that in this process of enjoying myself, having different challenges, I'm actually in the process of learning and becoming wiser and basically becoming more and more me. And that's what's so beautiful, that the more we grow, the more authentic we become, the more of our true self shines forth. So, and the messages do come when we really relax into life and enjoy life, knowing, allowing ourselves to believe that the messages I need will come to me, and they come quite, they come easily, really, if we just stay open. So this is definitely a process that can't be forced. It's like a birth. You can't force a birth, or you can try, but it has to happen. It has its own pace. And so that's where surrendering comes in. So knowing that we are in control in many ways, and in many ways we're not. The most powerful thing we can do is actually surrender to what is going on. So, yeah. So one of the major things I got this yesterday, was what I feel is a major theme in my life right now, is is the self-love, which I've mentioned so many times before. And what I got yesterday was, it's just so fascinating, because we are both the one that is to be loved, and we are also the one to give the love. So there's two complete, in a way, we are the receiver and we are the giver at the same time, when it's about self-love. And what I was told, which was very, very powerful really, is that we can ask ourselves two questions. Am I worth loving? And how great is my ability to love me? And the one question we can't really use, which is, am I worth loving? Because there's really no such thing, because we are worth loving. It's not a matter of whether we deserve love, because we are 100% lovable. Who we are, what we have ever done, the sum of all our lifetimes, the being that we are is completely lovable. There's no question about that. Seen with the eyes of God, we are completely lovable. And allowing ourselves to believe that, to let that be true, can be one part of the process. But then we can go to the other question, which is, how great is my ability to truly love myself? Can I feel myself showering myself with love? How does that feel? And am I able to do it? And this is where the whole this whole path of creating our lives comes in so powerfully, because we can choose this. We can choose to love ourselves completely and unconditionally, and we can choose to express this within ourselves. We can do it out loud, speaking to ourselves with words of appreciation, words of comfort, words of praise, words of support, and simply just saying, I love you deeply and completely. And feel this. Feel how that part of us, which is the receiver, is receiving this love, and feel how good that feels. And we can say this all out loud, or we can just have it within us, that we're saying it silently to ourselves. And this was really, really powerful for me yesterday, where I was feeling quite low. And this came to me from different things I'd experienced during the day, where I could see that was the message that was coming through to me. Are you able to truly love yourself unconditionally and see yourself with the eyes that God sees you with, your inner divine self? Are you able to take the magnifying glass and go to that place within you where that love is being showered? You are showering complete divine unlimited pure love onto yourself. And with your inner will, with your inner focus, you can choose to turn up that tap, to turn up that shower, which is already, in most of us who are awakening, we have realized that this needs to be. The self-love, we can't go around that, we can't skip that, because that is the essence of the awakening process, is to tap into that love that we contain, and make sure that that love is being, that we are bathing ourselves in that love. And so this happened to me many years ago. And although all these years have passed, I'm being told, well, it's not enough. The love that you are showering onto yourself, that you are bathing yourself in all these different ways, it's not enough. You need to turn up that tap. So you really are feeling this many times during the day. Let it be an inner mantra. Let it be the heading of your life, that you're telling yourself that you love yourself, every tiny little aspect of who you are, everything that the mind would call not very nice, or, oh, this is so great about you. The mind is always dividing us up into all the good things, all the bad things, all the bad things we did, all the good things we did, which is really not true. It's just a very simple way of seeing ourselves. But that is still very dominant within us, because it's been going on for so long. So the judgmental self is still too strong. And it needs to actually completely disappear, because there's really no such thing as something bad about us. But being discerning, and because we know that it's important that we can see ourselves with discerning eyes. We can see which parts of us are the ego in play, which parts of us are worth cultivating. So this is really important too, but it mustn't be as a judgment, a negative, judgmental way of assessing ourselves. So banging ourselves on the head, that's what we've been doing. And I was just seeing a wonderful YouTube channel yesterday, not very big, but I think very wonderful, called Man Talks. And it's a young man who goes into all subjects of life, especially for men. And how he was sharing how he has hated himself for so long, and it was so extreme, and how he realized he had to move himself out of that whole way of being, because he was just attracting negativity all the time, because he was bathing himself in negativity. And no matter how great a step he took forward, he kept going 20 steps back, because he just would beat himself up. And I can recognize that in myself, and I think it's just a really universal thing. And for many people, they don't realize they're doing it, because it's so ingrown. But we are very hard on ourselves, and it's very hard for us to let that programming, which it is, go. And I found some beautiful things on the internet the last few days. There's an American, I think he's an Asian man, who has chosen to become a monk, a Buddhist monk in Thailand. I'll put the links to these different channels I found underneath here. And he shares a lot about his journey too, which is also this self-judgment and self-hatred, trying to fit himself into a box which he didn't fit into, and how he went to this therapist who was trying to give him different tools to fit in better into society, until he realized many years later that was really not the tools he needed. All he needed was to realize what his true nature was, and to enjoy that, to allow that true nature, which is his unique way of being, to be here on earth. That was what he really needed, and he's found that now. And that way of life of being a Buddhist monk is really it's all about letting all this programming go and just really being in this world. And some of the practices that he shares are about, one of the practices is before you go to sleep at night to say some kind things to yourself. And it can be little simple things like you did the sweeping this morning and you did really well. And this can be this can be necessary. I think a part of our expression of self-love, if it's hard for us to really express this love deeply and authentically, and to feel this showering, feel how our inner self is experiencing being loved. The inner child really is feeling this. If this is very hard, we can start off just saying some appreciative things about ourselves and just see how this feels. That we're actually speaking kindly to ourselves. We're saying nice things to ourselves. So, yeah. So let's just do a little breathing together and just relax into this little introduction. So if you like, you can close your eyes, maybe lie down, or just sit comfortable, or just lean back a bit. And just feel how your breath goes all the way into your belly. Feel how your belly just loosens. Make a big belly, a big balloon, and just let it go slowly and calmly. Feel how soft your breath can be. And with this simple act, just feel how delightful this is to just focus on breathing. There is so much we wish to understand. Thousands and thousands of little details in our lives right now, from the past, in the future. And it gets so complex. And we can't fix it or control it really. And so just this simple act of just breathing together with yourself. Here we're doing it with each other. Is such a relief. And it is really proving to us that life does not need to be so complex. We can't rush things. Understanding and learning will come. And what we mainly are to focus on is to just be in every moment. And allow ourselves the relaxation of just being us. So we're telling ourselves, you can relax now. All is okay. Just breathe, my dear. Just breathe. That's all you need to do right now. Just breathe. And just feel how soft this air is. That is filling you with oxygen, nutrients, life itself. one most important thing we can do as humans is breathe. And as I've mentioned, and you've probably heard before, the word breathe, breathing, breath in Danish is the same as spirit. So in this simple act, we feel our spirit. All the mental noise becomes silent. We feel how our spirit grows. We are making space for our spirit. And so from this fullness, this softness, this relaxation, this feeling of depth, now we can continue our life in the outer world, whatever we are to do, to focus on, we can engage with from this anchor point. And through the day, just come back to it. Reminding ourselves, oh okay, this is what it feels to be truly alive. This is what it feels like to be one with me. And this is where I get all my nourishment. So just take 2 more long, deep breaths. All the way into your belly. And letting it go. And if you like, you can just do a little stretch. So yeah, life becomes so simple when we allow ourselves to just relax. And what I was talking about before, about loving ourselves, in a way is seen differently when we go in here, because we are really just one. There's not really the self and the one who is loving and the receiver, in a way that dissolves, because we just feel that we are love. And the self, in a way, is dissolved. So it's very, very peaceful and very healing. And so I was just reminded as we did this, how we say we retreat. We do a meditation, we retreat into ourselves. And I was just getting this, that in a way it's really the opposite, because when we go into ourselves, that's really when we become truly alive. And when we go into the busyness and the distractions and the too much mind activity, we are actually retreating from life. So that's a shift we're in now, where we used to be in this busyness and we felt that this was life, and we would retreat into the spirit, into the quietness, and then go back into the world. And now we're learning that real life, the true life that's living in us, and that is the most important, is this is where life really is. And a lot of what's going on around us is merely distractions. It's just trying to pull us out of this aliveness. So in a way, we don't need to retreat anymore. We are to learn to come into this fullness of living, and be here more and more and more and more, and see how this is not something we need to do so many times a day. We can do it all the time. We can live our lives from this state, this peaceful, inner focused, relaxed state. We can do everything. We might do it very differently, slower, but we can live this way. And many of the problems we used to create aren't created anymore, because we're at peace before we do something, and we take the peace with us into what we do. So, as you probably have noticed, I'm one of those people who does things very fast. And sometimes when I'm watching, sometimes I watch someone, like in the supermarket, packing their things into their basket or bags, or doing something else, and they do it so slowly. And I think to myself, how can they get through life? How can they actually have a job when they do things so slowly? And they're doing fine. They have a full-time job, and they're making money, and they have a whole family, and they just do things in a relaxed way. They don't need to rush. So that's a real eye-opener for me. Can I really do things so slow? And you can. So, yeah, I want to go back to the self-love, and just more of what I feel I've been getting is that this is the time that we are in, where we're preparing, we are creating something completely new, and we're also we're ending a very long, a very difficult life, way of life on earth, which has lasted for generations, hundreds, thousands of long time. This is a time of ending and a time of a beginning. And I saw it this way, that we've gone out and we've created families, we've done all these things. Some people don't have children, but doesn't matter. We've gone out into the world over these many generations, and the time now is to really, we can use the word retreat again, but is to really just come back to ourselves, and rediscover ourselves, reunite with ourselves, and really start a completely new beginning. And for us to live in a new, completely new way on earth, where love is the foundation of everything, of course our relationship with ourselves has to be completely cleansed. And every little aspect of who we are, and going back to the receiver and the giver, which is aspects of us, seeing within ourselves, how am I treating myself? How do I see myself? And where is the love? Where is the love for me? And still, because we're still so affected, we've still got leftover memories and programming. Just this step can be very difficult because we feel it's wrong to love ourselves. And it's completely mad because the love for ourselves is the foundation of loving others and being a loving presence in this world. So we can see this in so many ways, but just going into it this way, seeing it this way, that there is a giver and there is a receiver in me. And both are really God. It's the inner divine child, the inner divine parent. It's two aspects of the same thing. And when we go into this meditative state we were before, it all melts together. But as we're leaving this old world, we're stepping into the new world, it's important that we go with our magnifying glass and go and look at these different aspects of our being. And as I've said before, do the house cleaning. See where is there a lack of love for myself? Where am I still, that's what I got very strongly, where am I still looking at myself and giving myself conditional love? I can love you because you're beautiful today, you have a beautiful dress on. I can love you today because you got so many things done. That is the old, programmed, really sick way of seeing ourselves and treating ourselves. It's the conditional love. And that is to completely go. So we're not loving ourselves because we look a certain way, we behave a certain way, we are clever in these areas. We love ourselves because we are completely lovable. And looking into our past, no matter what we did, I can feel that myself, how I'm judging I keep judging myself. Why didn't you do that differently? Why didn't you see that differently? It all has to go. So seeing ourselves with clear eyes, that there are parts of us that need more development, need more maturing. There are things that are easy for us and we are just good at. There are things that are more difficult for us. But that all is a sum of who we are. And to stop, to just see it, just see ourselves as we are with all our different aspects in the personality that we are in this lifetime. See it all as it is. There are things that we're good at and there are things that we're not so good at. And there is refinement that we can wish for and work for. But it is all whole and complete as it is. It's all completely lovable. So really stop picking things out and pointing at ourselves and just seeing ourselves with clear eyes and wrapping ourselves up, as Louise Hay says, wrap it up in the pink of love and set it free. Set ourselves free to just be loved and express that love to ourselves. So let's just do a little practice where we close our eyes and maybe see ourselves, see that little child within us, looking up at us, and maybe thinking, when's the next judgment going to come? And we can say to our inner child, there's no judgment in this moment. We let all the judgment go. And we can say, I see you, and I love you. Everything you have ever done, everything you have ever said, every choice you made in this lifetime and in all the lifetimes before, and whatever you are becoming, I love it completely and deeply. And just see that inner child, the eyes lighten up, the body relax, and see how the giver of love within us opens its arms, and the little child opens its arms, and just feel how we embrace this little child, and the little child feels so safe, and we just give each other this huge hug. Feel how the hearts melt together, and then all there is this hug and this love and this embrace. Feel how loved you feel right now, and it's all your own making. It's you who's deciding to turn up this tap of love for yourself. Just bathe yourself in the love. Shower yourself with the love. And the love has no limits. We don't need the ego way of loving anymore. We're going higher up the steps into the pure love, the unjudging love, which is God's love. So just stand there feeling this love for yourself, that all is well, and all was always well. And decide with yourself, I'm going to do this every day. Just take some time to give myself this love. Deep, unconditional, pure love. Now let's end off saying to our little child, I love you, and I will always love you. And I love you exactly as you are. Bless you, bless you, bless you. And just take some long, deep breaths. And feel how good this feels. That someone is bathing you in unconditional love. And it's actually yourself. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And just feel how you feel now. So, so this was just really, really, really wonderful to experience for myself and to share with you here how we can use these little simple practices and how powerful they can be. And when we think about it, we contemplate this, it's completely natural that if we wish to experience more loving relationships, and if we wish to be more loving in this world, it all starts here, by us lifting ourselves out of the harsh judgment of ourselves and just embracing ourselves, truly, truly embracing ourselves with love, and allowing ourselves to be in that state of being where we feel deeply loved. And we can play with this in our daily life. When we're cooking, when we're walking, when we're doing different things, and just speak to our inner child, speak to ourselves and just say, gosh, you're so good at this. Even though everything's burning. Oh my goodness. This is good. You're doing beautifully. You're doing well. You're learning beautifully. We can say so many good things to ourselves. And yeah, so this was wonderful to share this, how we can turn up this tap much, much more and feel how life changes when we do that. And it's all free. It's all it needs is our time, our focus, that we let other things go. And usually, yeah, this is one of the most powerful things we can do. Just spend time noticing, how loving am I towards myself? And become really, really good at loving ourselves. So I'm going to leave you now and wish you all to truly feel that you're bathing in love every moment, every day and every night, and feel how powerful you are, that you can provide yourself with that love, and that really the love is coming to us from everywhere. But we have to decide that this is the way we want to live. So I send you all my love and good wishes. See you. Bye.